The biggest percentage of folks I talk to get it, but there's a certain number that can't handle, literally can't handle the truth, and it's okay.
Yeah.
I just let them go. I used to get upset. Like, they would prefer to spend $50,000 and have surgery than to just try this little old tooth powder.
Oh, right.
Now, what is that?
Oh,
What is that? So what happened is many years ago, I had periodontal disease. I didn't know I had bad gums, and the dentist, the periodontist, told me that I needed gum surgery. Well, don't mention the word surgery to me, especially because I was quite a youngin' at that time and pretty obstinate in my ways, and I've been into natural healing for many years. I thought, I'm not going to get the surgery. I'm going to figure out something on my own to do. So I went in my kitchen, never thinking about the public, and I put together these ingredients just for me. And that's baking soda and the salt of the time. Every era there's a famous salt. Now it's pink, the pink salt. Well, the French gray sea salt was what was happening then, so that's what I had. So vitamin C, a powder, and just like a B complex, C has a complex, which is called a bioflavonoid. So it's the complete complex of C, plus myrrh. And let me tell you about myrrh in a second. Peppermint, cinnamon, and cranberry. Jumping back to myrrh, I discovered this quote accidentally years ago. The essential oil of myrrh has an affinity. Affinity is an interesting word. Why do certain things work for certain things? It has an affinity. That's a mystery. But it has an affinity. If you look up the MYRRH word, you'll read about it. So I put myrrh in, and also cranberry. With the cranberry, what I had studied is cranberry in the urinary tract attracts bacteria. So that's what it does in this product. It helps attract the bacteria to get it out of the pockets and the problem in your mouth. So I put this together, and I'm going to shorten the story now. I quit toothpaste, and I just used this. And quitting the toothpaste was the most interesting thing because I didn't realize till later the benefit of that. And my problem went away. I never had the surgery. I had a natural healing school here in Sarasota for 20 years. So I had a great audience. I just gave it away for years to my students. Well, unbeknownst to me, they're giving it to other people, assuming that's what happened. Because one day I get a phone call from this doctor's office in Miami. And they said, somebody sent us your tooth powder. And we tested it energetically and physically. It's marvelous. And we're going to send you all of our periodontal patients. And I'm going, no, just like, this is not in proper production. I don't know how I can do that. So the patient of this doctor, the doctor sent to me, ordered some. Whatever his situation was, I'm not going to get into that detail right now. So one day I get a phone call from this gentleman, Linwood Murray, and his friend John Chisholm, and they said, we want to come and talk to you about your tooth powder from Miami. They came up and talked to me, and they backed this whole thing. And that's how it happened. So, like I was saying before, we were going to make a paste because we're all used to paste. But then we did research and discovered it just seems so simple. And who would ever think? But in order to make a paste, you have to put something in there like a glue, which is glycerin. And glycerin in itself is not harmful. But what this article says, that you can do the research online, that it leaves a biofilm that you can't see and doesn't let nature work. When we sleep at night, our saliva remineralizes automatically. We think only the toothpaste or whatever is going to no, our saliva, the natural way. So the biofilm keeps that from happening. So we learned this by tons and tons of testimonials and feedback from all of our customers. So basically, that's how the whole thing got started. I hadn't even mentioned that, excuse the expression, crap. It's like, well, no, I tell people, whatever you put into your body, read the ingredients. Read the ingredients on toothpaste. Over my years of talking to people about their dental health and everything, what I've learned from people, it's kind of like Democrats and Republicans. Half the people believe in fluoride and the other half don't. I guess they're allowed, but it's a poison. I would not use it. Also, one of my customers at the market one day enlightened me. And here I thought I knew everything. They said, fluoride calcifies the pineal gland. I went, what? Sure enough, you can go online, and it does. It calcifies the pineal gland. And it causes a lot of other problems, which I don't have that verbiage at my fingertips at the moment. But if you wouldn't eat your toothpaste, you shouldn't put it in your mouth. Because whatever you put in your mucous membrane, it goes into your system, and your liver has to detoxify. But I'm anti-fluoride, totally. So it's more now than before that people realizing that. And I say, I'm going to say that. I use Tom's toothpaste. I go, listen, I used to own a health food store. Everything in a health food store is not healthy. Read the ingredients. Colgate bought out Tom's a long time ago. So you have to read the research. Read the ingredients. Just because it's in a health food store doesn't need some kind of research. I don't know if I should have been saying all that, and I forgot something about, and I need to tell Eva this. It's important. And I always say it first this way. When you eat your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you use a fork, when you're done, you don't rinse it off and stick it in the cup, and use it again for lunch. Rinse it off, stick it in the cup, use it again for dinner. You wash it. This is what we do with our toothbrushes. We finish brushing our teeth, we rinse it off, and we stick it in the cup. If you go home and take a little, just regular peroxide, put a little bit in a glass, take your toothbrush, put it in there, leave it for just a couple of seconds, and then listen, it's going to sizzle. Your toothbrush is always gathering bacteria. So just rinsing it off is not cleaning it. You need to clean the toothbrush at least once a week with peroxide. One of my customers tells me what she does. This is what I do. I have a nice thin container and a glass, and I put peroxide in it. When I finish, I rinse off my tooth, and I sit it in there, and I leave it till nighttime, and then I take it out and I rinse it off good. You can do that every day, or you can just clean it every couple of days. But I don't know if that bacteria is negative, but I think it's one more hurdle that the immune system has to jump over if you're having some issues that you're really working on yourself. So why not? So I need to add that. So when I grew up, Colgate only had a tooth powder. There was no such thing as toothpaste. And so that's how we used it. And this is how Good-Gums is used. It's a powder on purpose. And you just take and tap, tap, tap a little bit into the palm of your hand, about a dime-sized mound. It tells you all of this on the package. It even has a little diagram to make sure you know how to use it. And you always rinse off your toothbrush so it's wet, and you touch it and it all sticks, and you brush as usual. The definition of insanity, I don't know where I saw this, but it's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. You can't do the same thing over and over. You have to just change one thing, just in your life even. Instead of brushing your teeth with your right hand, if you're right-handed, brush your teeth with your left hand. It changes something in our whole being, because it puts new, whatever you call that, in the brain. You know how to say that.